Hi everyone. This is a quick video from me just to give you a heads up and just a bit of help really um, about changing your email server details. You may remember when setting up your emails with us, you had that laborious thing of adding in all the server settings, etc. I've been informed today by my hosting company, Unlimited Web Hosting, English company, been with many years, and quite often they do update their system just to stay on top of security and service, etc. And this is what they're doing now. They're having a big update, which is on the 12th of March 2024. And what they've said is part of this migration onto a new server is that we have to change our emails. So some of you, most of you will have your emails set up, because this is how I was advised to do it in the past. You would on your server settings for your email, you would have used cloud316.thundercloud.uk. Now we need to change this on the incoming and outgoing server details, and I'll go through it on Outlook in a minute. It's quite simple, but you can do it of two ways. Now I've always stayed away from using the domain, because years ago it did have a few. It was a bit glitchy, and I was advised by the hosting company to use the Cloud 316. So now what they're saying is that to avoid having to do this again in the future, if we go back to how it used to be with our email ingoing and outgoing server details, rather than using the Cloud 316 or the new one, which I'll go into in a minute, we should just change it to what would be our domain. So for me, solely spectrawebdesigns.co.uk. We just put that in the ingoing and outgoing server details. If you are unsure about doing that, or you have issues with that, you can go to the new setting, which takes effect from the 12th of March, which is cloud330.thundercloud.uk. So you really are just copy and pasting. I'll send this out in an email obviously, but copy and paste those server details in, and just click next, and that should all just whir into life and change. Right, well, I'm going to quickly show you how to do it on Outlook. So this is my Outlook. So what we do, we go into the file at the top left, and that will take you to this screen at the back. Now you need to select your relevant email from this drop down here. So you can see my email, inquiry spectrawebdesigns.co.uk. Now, you may have slightly different versions of Outlook. It depends how up to date you are, but you're going to get roughly the same thing. We need to go into account settings, and what we're looking for is server settings. So if we go into the server settings, you'll have this. Now this is, let me just click on this button here. You can see outgoing email, ingoing email. There's my email address, password. That should all be in there, because if your emails are working, it'll all be fine. Now this is the area we're looking at. Now what I did, I just clicked on here, and I just took this bit of my domain name, I right clicked on it, select copy, and I clicked in this box, highlighted over which will be the Thundercloud, cut it, remove or whatever, and then paste over the top. So it was as simple as that. Now make sure your cursor, you can see it's flashing right by the K. Sometimes you can inherit a little space there, and you're not aware. Just make sure that cursor is flashing next to the K, because if you've got a space, there'll be an error. And you need to do exactly the same with the outgoing. So the outgoing mail server, put it in there. Now I strongly suggest putting in the domain like I've just done, because it will set you up for the future. Because if they make these changes in the future, you won't have to do it. It's only the fact that we've put in the cloud server information in the past is why we're having to change. So if we change it to the domain now, and we click next, and it will do a check, account successfully updated. Now what I did, just to be sure, I sent an email from this email address to another one that I've got. If you've got another one, or send a friend or partner, whatever, just send to another email address and get them to reply to you. Or if you've got another one yourself, reply back to yourself. just to make sure that your emails are going out and also coming back in. Once you say, yeah, once you see them and it's working fine, you're done. All right, well, I'm hoping that helps. I don't work on Apple Macs, so I shall send out my old video, which I know is slightly out of date, but it will give you some idea on how to get to your server information. Okay, really hope this helps. Sorry for the inconvenience, but it's all for the greater good. If they're updating their service and security, it can only benefit us. All right, any problems, please give me a call. Thank you.